Meet Lieutenant Mark LeDoux, Oklahoma City University Police Department. He strongly, very strongly, dislikes mouthy frauditors.
Hey, go ahead.
Get your supervisor on the scene.
I don't need a supervisor. You can see him down at the jail.
I have 2 grams of cocaine in my butthole.
Okay, outstanding.
Please step aside. I'm going in.
No, you're not going in.
Don't touch me.
You're not going in, sir.
Let the record show that you just battered me.
Step back.
And you're using...
I am protected by the law.
Shush.
Do not tell me to shut up. I am the living natural man, and my voice will be heard.
I'm in a public place. I can film whatever I can see. Photography is not a crime. Photography is not a crime. Photography is not a crime.
I'd like to welcome you to the John Ligato Show. I'm John Ligato.
Hello, welcome once again to Leto's Law. I'm Steve Leto. Today we're going to discuss whether or not you have to identify yourself to a police officer. Cop walks up, asks you who you are. Do you have to identify yourself? As you might imagine, a lot of people think this runs afoul of the Fourth Amendment or the Fifth Amendments in the Bill of Rights. And you'll often see people arguing this at the side of the road, telling a police officer, I don't have to answer that question because it violates my rights. And they'll often say the Fifth Amendment if they feel like giving out a enumerated right. As
Well, I'm gonna walk over here, get off. No, I haven't committed any crime. You're giving me a warning.
Provide me a name and date of birth.
You're giving me, sir. So call a sergeant. Call a sergeant. I have not committed.
Look right here.
You gave me a warning to get off the property. I got off the property.
I need your name and date of birth.
No, sir.
You're either gonna provide or you're going to jail.
I'm gonna remain silent, sir.
Okay.
Do you want my name and date of birth?
Or what about you're just walking down the street one day, minding your own business, and a police officer walks up to you and says, identify yourself, sir or ma'am. Do you have to do that? And I hate to say this kind of an answer, but it depends on what state you're in. Because there are 24 states that have got what they call stop and identification laws, stop and ID laws. Michigan does not have them. So I am not required to necessarily cooperate with the police officer who asks me for ID, depending on the circumstances.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't identify yourself.
I am Lieutenant Mark LeDoux, badge number 302. You have a driver's license with you? Or an ID?
What would you need that for?
Because you're on private property.
Okay, then I'll leave.
Well, I'm going to check your ID first.
No, you're not.
Sir, you're on private property.
Yeah, and you asking me to leave?
No, I'm
Are
not
you asking me to leave?
I'm asking to identify you.
No, I'm not identified.
16, get over. Sir, I'm going to ask you one more time.
I don't care how many times you ask me.
I'm going to ask you one
I
more
don't care how many times you ask me.
time. Please give me your driver's license.
I ain't
Or
showing you
identify
nothing.
yourself while
Nope.
you're on private property.
Nope. You asking me to leave?
I'm,
If you're asking me to leave, I will
I'll
leave.
tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and detain you. Go ahead and put your camera down, please. Go ahead and put your camera
You
down.
can detain me without putting cuffs on me.
Put your
You can detain me without putting cuffs on me.
Sir, I've been nice. I've been polite.
At what point in our history did citizens get to decide whether an officer's lawful order is optional? Do police get it wrong occasionally? Yes, they do. But citizens can file a complaint. So here's the skinny. When I would decide or announce that an individual was being detained or under arrest, I could not allow them the option to overrule that decision.
Sir, I'm going to ask you one more time.
I don't care how many times you ask me.
I'm going to ask you one
I
more time.
don't care how many times you ask me.
Please give me your driver's license.
I ain't
Or
showing you
identify
nothing.
yourself while
Nope.
you're on private property.
Nope. You asking me to leave?
I'm,
If you're asking me to leave, I will
I'll
leave.
tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and detain you. Go ahead and put your camera down, please. Go ahead and put your camera
You
down.
can detain me without putting cuffs on me.
Put your
You can detain me without putting cuffs on me.
The Sheriff's Department in Humboldt County, Nevada, received an afternoon telephone call. That's important. Reporting an assault. The caller reported seeing a man assault a woman in a red and silver GMC truck on Grass Valley Road. A deputy was dispatched to investigate, and when he got there, he found a truck matching the description that he was told about, parked on the side of the road, a man standing by the truck, and a young woman inside the truck. And the officer observed skid marks in the gravel behind the vehicle, leading him to believe that it had come to a sudden stop. So something's going on here at the side of the road. The officer approached the man and explained he was investigating a report of a fight. The man appeared to be intoxicated. Nothing better than being intoxicated in the middle of the afternoon at the side of the road talking to a cop. Your day gets just can't get any better than this. The officer asked him if he had any identification on him, and the man refused and asked why the officer wanted to see his ID. The officer responded that he was conducting an investigation and needed to see some ID. The unidentified man became agitated and insisted he had done nothing wrong. The officer explained that he wanted to find out who the man was and what he was doing there. After continued refusals to comply with the officer's request for identification, the man began to taunt the officer, challenging him to arrest the man. The routine kept up for several minutes, with the officer asking for identification 11 times and was refused each time. After warning the man he would be arrested, he was arrested. So the man at the side of the road making an ass of himself was Larry Dudley Heibel, and he's charged with willfully resisting, delaying, or obstructing a public officer in discharge or attempting to discharge a legal duty of his office.
We all see the videos. Frauditors refuse to ID, but think about it. When they refuse to do so, what's happening? What's going on? Well, they are delaying and obstructing the officer in the performance of their official duties.
The routine kept up for several minutes, with the officer asking for identification 11 times and was refused each time. After warning the man he would be arrested, he was arrested. So the man at the side of the road making an ass of himself was Larry Dudley Heibel, and he's charged with willfully resisting, delaying, or obstructing a public officer in discharge or attempting to discharge a legal duty of his office.
Oh, hey. How's it going? I'm taking the AR for a walk.
Taking the AR?
Yeah, Officer Peabody.
Right on.
Yeah, that's...
Make any movements towards him, all right?
Yeah.
You got an ID or anything on you?
It's right there. I don't have an ID, but I have my SDA permit. That's all I need to have right at this point in time.
Okay. Can I see that, please?
It's displayed. SDA says I don't have to surrender. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. It gets kicked around. That's it right there. All I
Take
have.
off for me?
Well, I only have to display it. I don't.
Okay, well, I have to see it, sir.
It's right there for you to see.
Okay, well, I need to see it, and I'm not stepping any closer to you when you got
Okay.
two arms on you.
I understand.
Okay.
Just
do me a favor, unclip it, hand it to me. As long as everything checks good, then you'll be free to go on your way.
All right. Now you know the SDA says
Sir,
that
I'm
you're not
you for
to.
your ID.
This is this right here. I'm going to give it to you to educate you guys. Go read the law.
I know.
So you don't have to run me or anything. You don't have to because there's no crime involved. I'm not committing a crime. So you have to understand. You get a call. I understand.
What's your current address?
I don't know that I have to give that. You've got all the information right there.
Your current address has to match what's on here. Can't be
It's what's on there. It's what's on there.
What's the address on here?
Let me mute this.
Okay. We'll be right back.
Why has he got to run it? I'm not committing a crime, am I? So, when we talked about permitless handgun carry and it went through the legislature, they said that the card is all needed and it saves time for you guys. You don't have to go back and run it. You don't have to go do anything. But here it is. I've provided my SDA card and he's still going back to run me. So is that a duplication of services?
Right now, he's just checking to make sure you are who you say you are.
The Supreme Court, in their opinion on this case, lists the states that have got the stop and identify statutes as of that moment in time. That may have changed since then. But the Supreme Court points out that these kind of laws go way back. They go back to, common law, back at a time when English vagrancy laws required suspected vagrants to face arrest unless they could give a good account of themselves. I like the way they phrase that. And the court has recognized that there are limitations on the scope and operation of a stop and identify statute, but the question simply is it narrowly tailored to simply help the police identify somebody during an investigation?
Police receive a call, they respond, and are required to conduct an investigation. Now, that investigation includes to ID the suspect of the complaint. The complainant provides the reasonable suspicion for the ID. And that's my take on it. The John Ligato Show is being brought to you from right outside the gates of Camp Lejeune in beautiful North Carolina. Please subscribe and like. I'd appreciate it. Semper Fidelis.